when we are not having the solar plexus under control, our general tendency is to just throw the anger, the irritation, the frustration on anybody and everybody that we come across. When our solar plexus is not in control, then it creates a lot of accumulation of anger and irritation which goes into the liver, leads to sickness. Self control starts with the solar plexus, then goes up to the throat. It says the self control of the mind. And as we understand, the mind constitutes both the mental, astral, and the etheric body. In this one statement called as the mind, everything comes into association. That is, mind means mental body, emotional body, etheric body, even the physical body. Mind means the entire Jivatma, all the bodies which are used by the soul. जब मन मानी होती है, that is when the mind decides to throw its temper here and there, decides to go uncontrolled on thoughts, the calmness is lost. So, for good conduct, the most important thing starts with a controlled solar plexus. As healers, we should simply understand that the solar plexus has to be thoroughly cleansed so that our conduct is normalized and regulated. Healers ये समझे कि सोलर प्लेक्सस से जब हम गुस्सा, चिड़चिड़ापन, किसी भी प्रकार का ईर्ष्या निकाल देते हैं और शांत हो जाते हैं, तो सही व्यवहार अपने आप से होना शुरू हो जाता है. सेल्फ कंट्रोल इन एक्शन. To be active in good work, to mind your own business and to fulfill your duties perfectly. अच्छा काम करें और हर एक इंसान की जिंदगी में अपना नाक ना घुसाएं, और जो हमारा कर्तव्य है उसे पूरा करें. अगर कोई हमें आके मदद मांग रहा है तो मदद दें, और जो हमसे मदद नहीं मांग रहा है तो उसे अपने सबक सीखने दे और अपना जिंदगी चलाने दे. There may be some people who come to you asking for help. It is wise and it is important that we help them. There may be people who are not interested in your help, and you can see in front of your eyes that they are making mistakes. So many people ask us, should we go and admonish them? Should we go and advise them to do what is right? Or should we just step aside and be silent spectators? Now we have to understand that sometimes when you warn a child, don't run so fast. The child does not listen to you. But once the child trips over, falls, hurts itself, then the moment you warn the child, it understands. Similarly, understanding for every human being comes out of experience. जब एक बच्चा खेल रहा हो और खेलते खेलते कुछ गर्म चीज़ में हाथ घुसा दिया या दौड़ते दौड़ते कहीं गिर गया, तो एक बार के अनुभव के बाद उसको समझ आ जाता है कि हमें उस तरीके से दौड़ने से कहीं गिर सकते हैं, चोट लग सकता है, कोई गर्म चीज़ में हाथ लगाने से हाथ जल सकता है. लेकिन जब तक अनुभव नहीं हो, जितना भी उस बच्चे को आप रोकने की कोशिश करो, बच्चे को जब तक अनुभव ना हो उसे वो सच नहीं मानेगा. इसी तरीके से हर मनुष्य को अपने अनुभवों के आधार पे ही सच्चाई की समझ आती है. हर मनुष्य को अपने अनुभवों के आधार पे कोई चीज़ सही और गलत इसका समझ आता है. तो क्या हम किसी को एडवाइस दें जो गलत काम कर रहा है? इसका उत्तर ऐसे होगा कि आप थोड़ा सा समझाने की कोशिश करो। अगर वो समझ पाए तो अच्छी बात है, नहीं तो छोड़ दीजिए। ट्राई टू एक्सप्लेन टू अ पर्सन whom you think is not doing the right thing. देखिए, the whole point is you may be thinking that a person is not doing right based on your experience. That is your experience. Now there are many multiple ways to do each thing. हर एक विषय को पूरा करने के लिए बहुत तरीके हैं, बहुत प्रकार के हल है हर एक मुसीबत का। Every situation, every problem can have hundreds of so-called solutions. And sometimes in our life, we come across a couple of handful of solutions and we think we have known the world, we have conquered the world. अक्सर किसी एक बात को सुलझाने के लिए कई 100-200 तरीके होते हैं। हमारे जिंदगी में हो सकता है हमने कुछ 10-20 तरीके ढूंढ लिए और उन 10-20 तरीकों को समझते समझते हमें लगता है हम ही दुनिया के सबसे समझदार है जो इस स्थिति, इस सिचुएशन को किसी भी तरीके से हल कर सकते हैं। तो ये हमारा अधूरा ज्ञान है। Many times human beings do not know the complete story and they definitely do not know that there are many more ways to give solutions to a certain problem. So most of the times you can help a person, but if the person does not want your way, he can find other ways also. Not wrong. कई बार लोग आपके तरीकों से सहमत नहीं है तो वो किसी और तरीके से भी उसका हल ढूंढ सकते हैं, पता कर सकते हैं। नथिंग रॉन्ग। यू डू व्हाट इज राइट, व्हाट यू थिंक इज राइट, डू द गुड वर्क एंड डू इट कॉन्स्टेंटली। ट्राई नॉट टू पुश योर सेल्फ इन टू अदर्स वर्क अनलेस दे आर आस्किंग फॉर हेल्प। जब तक कोई इंसान आपको मदद के लिए मांगता नहीं, अगर आप किसी इंसान को गलत करते हुए आपके सामने, आंखों के सामने देखते हो, तो थोड़ा बहुत मदद कर लो। अगर वो मदद नहीं चाहता है तो पीछे हट जाओ। इट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू नो वेयर टू ड्रॉ द लाइन in case of helping people. If they feel that your help is not required, you give help to the degree that the person is ready to accept and then just take a back step. To fulfill our ordinary duties perfectly, we need self control in action. हमारे बहुत सारे जो रोजाना कर्तव्य है, the promises that we have made with our partners or children to the society, they are put here in the framework of ordinary duties. From the spiritual viewpoint, these are ordinary duties, but these have to be done with complete responsibility and almost perfectly. A person on the spiritual path is capable of doing ordinary duties better than the most of others. जो आध्यात्मिक रास्ते पे चलने वाला इंसान इस दुनिया के अपने कर्तव्य जो उसको करना है इस दुनिया में, what the duties are that have to be fulfilled has to be done better than the other people, other human beings who are not on the spiritual path. जिन लोगों ने अभी आध्यात्मिक रास्ते पे चलना शुरू नहीं किया, उनसे भी बेहतरीन काम करें हम जो आध्यात्मिक रास्ते पे चल रहे हैं। खास करके जो हमारा कार्मिक ऑब्लिगेशंस है, प्रॉमिसेस है, ड्यूटीज है, इनको सही तरीके से पूरा करें। दिस इज सेल्फ कंट्रोल इन एक्शन। इट इज इंपॉर्टेंट टू हैव प्रॉपर कंट्रोल। यस, जब गाड़ी चलाते हो तो प्रॉपर कंट्रोल। when you're trying to steer a vehicle at a very high speed, like proper control is required, right action is required, alertness is required. When you have got on to the vehicle of spiritual progress, and when your speed is accelerating, there has to be complete alertness and controlled of mind and action. That is good conduct, सही व्यवहार. लगातार अपना व्यवहार के तरफ ध्यान दें कि कैसे होना चाहिए, कैसे होना चाहिए और हम क्या कर रहे हैं. क्या हम वो सब कर रहे हैं whatever the divine expects out of us? Are we capable of doing all that even at a very high speed as we are on the path of spiritual upgradation, empowerment? That is the right conduct. On the spiritual path, right conduct is of utmost importance in thoughts and as well as actions, thoughts, emotions, and actions. Tolerance. Tolerance or patience, to feel perfect tolerance for all. Tolerance has to be transformed slowly into patience and a hearty interest in the belief of those of another religion. अक्सर हम अपने जो मज़हब है, जो धर्म है, अपने जो विश्वास है, उस विश्वास के साथ जिनके मेल जोल खाता है, जिस धर्म के साथ, जो हमारे समझ के साथ जिनका मेल जोल होता है, उन्हीं के साथ हम आगे बढ़ना चाहते हैं, उन्हीं के साथ उठना चाहते हैं, बैठना चाहते हैं, उन्हीं के साथ रहना चाहते हैं. दूसरों के साथ रहने में हमें अंदर से कुछ हलचल होता है. Many times people have mental blocks in understanding other religions, other social causes. We do not have tolerance. We are tolerant to our people of our own religion, people who understand things in the way we do, of the same frequency. जब frequency बदल जाता है तो हमारे अंदर हलचल होता है. That is when we have to understand tolerance. Tolerance. हम तब तक सही है जब तक हमारे अनुसार सब चर्चा चल रहा है, सब लोग का व्यवहार चल रहा है. जब हमारे अनुसार, हमारे धर्म, हमारे सोच विचार के अनुसार ना हो, तो कभी कभी हम वहाँ से उठ के चले जाते हैं या अंदर हलचल हो जाता है, हमें स्वयं में अच्छा नहीं लगता है. That means we do not have enough tolerance and patience to understand others' viewpoints. Our inability to understand other viewpoints is lack of tolerance. Tolerance or deeper understanding of different religions, caste, creed, to understand that everybody is in a certain point on the progress of spirituality. Everybody is in a different point. That is why everybody has takes different understanding. हर एक मजहब, हर एक धर्म का शब्द अलग हो सकते हैं, उनका थोड़ा नजरिया अलग हो सकता है, क्योंकि इस मनुष्य की यात्रा में जहाँ ह्यूमन सुपर ह्यूमन बन रहा है, in the path of human beings becoming superhuman, new religions have come out at different points of time and in different areas, different countries, different times, depending on the requirement of the time, the country, the belief system, the situations. If a certain teaching has been given to warriors, the teaching could not be understood by people who have received spiritual teachings in peace time. जब कोई इंसान अपने जिंदगी का 50-60 साल सिर्फ और सिर्फ शांति का वातावरण देखा है, उस इंसान को जो आध्यात्मिक शिक्षा दिया जाएगा वो बिल्कुल अलग होगा उस इंसान की शिक्षा से जिसने अपने जिंदगी के 50-60 साल सिर्फ युद्ध और दुख और दर्द और संघर्ष देखा है. A person who has only seen a lifetime of unhappiness and suffering would have to receive spiritual teachings, would have to be preached in a different manner compared to a country, to a place which has seen only happiness and prosperity. There the spiritual teachings have to be given in different words, in different manner, in different understanding. कोई एक शिक्षा इस पृथ्वी में, भारत देश में त्रेता युग में मिला है या द्वापर युग में मिला है, तो उसके शब्द और तब उन लोगों का हालात बिल्कुल अलग होगा। कंपैरिजन किसके साथ? कंपैरिजन वो जो शिक्षा किसी को कलयुग में, किसी रेगिस्तान में, किसी ऐसे देश में जहां लगातार युद्ध चल रहा है, वहां पे जो आध्यात्मिक शिक्षा है उसका समझ बिल्कुल अलग होगा। लेकिन पहुंचना तो सबको एक ही जगह। एवरीबडी हैज टू मूव फ्रॉम दी possibility of being a human to a superhuman. The next greatest milestone for humanity, the first milestone for humanity, is the movement from the animal kingdom to the human kingdom. मनुष्य जब जानवर से मनुष्य बन जाता है, the process of individualization, जब 100 जानवर के बीच में एक जानवर है और सब 100 जानवरों का एक परमात्मा है, उस स्थिति से उन 100 जानवर का एक आत्मा है, उस स्थिति से जब हम हर एक जानवर एक मनुष्य बनता है और हर एक मनुष्य का एक अलग आत्मा है, so that process is called as individualization. That was one of the most important milestones for the soul which is evolving. जो आत्मा के उन्नति के उस रास्ते पे जब जानवर से हम मनुष्य बनते हैं, वो सबसे महत्वपूर्ण एक समय होता है। ऐसे ही जब हम मनुष्य से superhuman, that is when human beings would become superhumans, when they become the fifth initiates, when they become a Jivan Mukta, that will be a milestone. That will be the next milestone that the entire humanity is looking at. The next milestone that the entire humanity is looking at is becoming a superhuman. All of humanity has come out of the animal kingdom. And from that milestone, the next most important milestone for the entire humanity is to become a superhuman. One of the minor milestones is to come into the path of spirituality or initiation. लेकिन इस दुनिया में किसी न किसी का प्रकार का कोई मजहब, कोई धर्म का प्रचार होता ही है। इस मजहब और धर्म के प्रचार में किसी न किसी रूप से लोगों को एक दूसरे को मदद करने का विषय के बारे में बताया जाता है। तो कुछ हद तक इस पूरे दुनिया में स्पिरिचुअलिटी या आध्यात्मिकता का प्रचार तो हो चुका है। तो अगला पड़ाव जो पूरे मनुष्य जाति को पार करना ही है, that is the state of the Jivan Mukta or the fifth initiate or the superhuman. Please understand that everyone in this humanity, wherever they belong to, whichever religion they belong to, they have been preached to depending on their situation, depending on the situation, on the state, on the country, whether there are wars or whether it was peacetime, whether there was food or whether there was not food. Certain dharmas like Jainism came when there was drought. And when there was drought, there was no water. And when there is no water, you consume certain onions and garlic a little lesser so that your body does not crave for water. Certain vegetables make you drink more water than usual, create heat within you. So when a certain teaching was given to a certain set of people who did not have water even to drink easily, they were told to avoid some foodstuff, some tuber, some onion, some garlic, so that excessive heat will not be produced in the body. When people had a lot of sexual urges within them, they were made to avoid certain foodstuffs which will increase their sexual urges. इस तरीके से जो लोग सामने बैठे थे, depending on people who were being preached to, what was their mental status? Were they more sexually oriented? Were they always already sattvic? Were they part of war communities? There are different levels of people, different evolutions, different situations. And when a teaching, a spiritual teaching, when a preaching comes to these people, the understanding is totally different. The understanding is totally different. Each one of them will be given a different kind of information, different in words, different in examples, because that is what is understood by them the easiest. I hope you are understanding the point. Yes, that is what is understood by them the easiest. जब हम कुछ विषय पढ़ते हैं, कुछ धर्म पढ़ते हैं, जो हमें मिला है अपने पूर्वजों से, हमारे पूर्वजों की स्थितियों के अनुसार वो धर्म उनको पहुंचाया गया है. A certain teaching has reached a certain person based on their conditions, where they were, what was the language, and what is the interpretation, what is the understanding of the person who has interpreted. So be tolerant. There are great beings who are channelizing the teachings. If the Christ has channelized through Jesus, then Krishna has been channelized through Vishnu. At a higher viewpoint, they are all one and the same. Be tolerant, do understand others' viewpoints. Be extremely tolerant. Tolerance is part of your good conduct, your ability to see others' viewpoint effortlessly is a very important part of your growth on the spiritual path. Cheerfulness, to bear your karma cheerfully, to give up all feelings of possession, and to be ready to part with anything and everything. जैसे हरिश्चंद्र की कहानी में सब कुछ खोने के बाद भी, यस, जो इंसान अपना अस्तित्व नहीं खोता है, the person on the spiritual path has to be cheerful in all conditions, has to accept all that comes to him or her as what is ordained by the divine, has to understand that the situation which has been put onto them is an outcome of their own actions. There is no point in being depressed about what has happened to you. You have to understand the situation and get up and start walking again, cheerfully, not in a state of unhappiness. आध्यात्मिक रास्ते पे जब इनका इंसान के साथ कोई घटना दुर्घटना घटती है तो उस इंसान के मन इतना दृढ़ हो कि वो अपने आप को उठाए, समझे कि कोई कर्मा अपना ही बीजे हुए, अपना ही बीज का फल परिणाम है ये, और इस परिणाम को समझे, आगे बढ़े, खुशी खुशी, दुखी नहीं. It is very important to just get up if you have fallen down, dust yourself, move forward in a state of cheerfulness. Any forms of pessimism and depression, if it is radiated by a person who is on the spiritual path, it is dangerous. Now listen to me carefully. Through mantra, through meditations, through any kind of religious practices, your aura expands. And when your aura expands, anything you put in your aura will go to the distance, to the degree, up to where the expansion is. When we come into Feed the Soul Energy Healing, we understand that a normal person has an aura which is about 4 inches away from the physical body. The etheric body is only about 4 inches. As the person starts healing, blessing, forgiving, the aura expands up to 1 meter. And when the person starts doing energy healing level 1, it is about 1 meter. When the person starts using the further techniques of healing, the aura expands up to 3 meters. When the person starts practicing meditations of Kundalini, practicing the manifestation practices, the aura expands up to quite a bit, sometimes 50 meters, 100 meters, with higher level of meditational practices, even up to 1 kilometer and 5 kilometers and even more. So a person whose aura has expanded to such a great degree, if that person feels fearful or depressed, even for a moment, the entire area to which the aura has expanded will shake up with that person's fear or hatred or irritation. Are you getting my point? On the spiritual path, with power comes responsibility. The power of expansion of consciousness, expansion of the aura, with the power of higher frequency energies radiating through you, comes the responsibility that you will not lose your cheerfulness, joy, and enthusiasm on the path. It is a responsibility, it is a promise that we have to make to ourselves and to the spiritual teachers who have given us this opportunity. इस आध्यात्मिक रास्ते पे हमारी उत्तरदायित्व हो जाती है कि हम कभी भी कहीं भी किसी भी तरीके से हमारे अंदर किसी भी प्रकार का गुस्सा, नफरत, घृणा को जगह नहीं देंगे, क्योंकि जितना ज़्यादा शक्ति, ताकत और आवामंडल हमारा फैलता है, उतना दूर दूर तक हमारा हर सोच, विचार और भावना असर करता है. So it is absolutely important that we maintain our peace. It is absolutely important that we don't end up shaking the world around us through our instantaneous anger and fear and hatred or our judgmentality. That is why it is not easy for people to develop and be maintaining their spiritual progress with stability, because they don't maintain cheerful, enthusiastic joyousness. So please understand this simple truth. Your karma, if it has to come to you, sometimes there are some parts of karma which to a small degree at least has to be experienced. And when that part of karma comes and hits you, it is your response to that part which comes back to you which will determine your future growth. जो कर्मा हमारे पास वापस आता है, जिससे हमें कभी कभी कोई चोट लग भी सकता है, और हम लोग काफी समय से आध्यात्मिक रास्ते पे चलते जा रहे हैं, चलते जा रहे हैं, फिर भी एक समय कभी ऐसे आता है जब कोई चोट लगता है, लेकिन उस समय पे हमें याद रखना होगा कि ये हमारा ही कर्मा का किया कराया हमें मिल रहा है. लेकिन इसका मतलब नहीं है कि हम कोई निराशा सोच विचार, निराशा की सोच और विचार प्रसारित करेंगे. नहीं, कभी नहीं. हम लगातार अपने अंदर सिर्फ और सिर्फ प्रेम, शांति और एंथुजियाज्म के लिए जगह देंगे. दिस इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट अंडरस्टैंडिंग. Cheerfulness is part of good conduct. So that is why we would say the saints spend their time in Ananda. Whatever goes wrong, they are still smiling. And sometimes the saints are called eccentric. जो आध्यात्मिक रास्ते पे संत बन जाता है, जो इंसान इतना संत बन गया कि उसको कोई दिक्कत नहीं होगा कि कोई उसको श्राप दे, कोई उसको बुरा भला बोले, कोई उसके ऊपर कीचड़ डाले, कुछ भी करे, उसके मुंह पे मुस्कुराहट हो. सो वी जनरली से ये तो पागल हो गया भाई. पागल नहीं हुआ, उसे समझ आया कि उसे अगर ईश्वर की ऊर्जा अपने द्वारा प्रसारित करना है 24 घंटे, तो वो इस दुनिया के पागलपन से निकल के ईश्वर के ऊर्जा के लिए लगातार अपने अंदर निस्वार्थ प्रेम और खुशी का ही प्रसारण करना ही होगा. देयर इज नो अदर वे ऑन द स्पिरिचुअल पाथ except to exhibit constant state of cheerfulness, joy and enthusiasm. So as would be described Ramakrishna Paramahansa as a complete eccentric, always in a state of ananda and bliss, always in a state of ananda and bliss. And do you know that this is a possibility? It is an automatic possibility when the pineal gland is activated, when the posterior of the pituitary gland is activated, when the happiness hormone is secreted in your body adequately because of the proper functioning of the pineal and the pituitary gland, then your heart chakra will be maintained activated automatically without any effort. जब हमारा पीनियल ग्लैंड सही तरीके से काम कर रहा है, पिट्यूटरी ग्लैंड सही तरीके से काम कर रहा है, तो बिना कोशिश हमारे अंदर ऐसे हार्मोन्स उत्पत्ति होंगे जिसके वजह से हमारा हार्ट चक्र एक्टिवेटेड रहेगा बिना कोई कोशिश. You don't have to work yourself, you don't have to labor to be cheerful. अक्सर लोग बोलते हैं कि कैसे खुश रहेंगे, क्योंकि उनको खुश रहना भी एक बहुत मेहनती काम लगता है. अपने आप को खुश रखना, फॉर देम हु आस्क दिस क्वेश्चन कि खुश कैसे रहेंगे हर हालात में, उनके लिए खुश रहना भी एक मेहनत का काम इसीलिए लगता है क्योंकि उनका पीनियल ग्लैंड सिकुड़ा हुआ है, उनके पिट्यूटरी ग्लैंड में स्ट्रेस भरा हुआ है. जब हम अपने अंदर से पीनियल ग्लैंड को एक्टिवेट करेंगे, पिट्यूटरी ग्लैंड का स्ट्रेस निकालेंगे, पिट्यूटरी ग्लैंड अपने आप से सही तरीके से काम करेगा, तो हमारे अंदर बिना कोई कारण खुशी लगातार रहेगा. The lack of cheerfulness is because of the improper functioning of the endocrinal system and the nervous system. When you fill your nervous system and endocrinal system with anger, irritation, and nervousness, and anxiety, and stress, it does not function properly, and cheerfulness becomes a task. जब हम अपने ग्रंथियों को तनाव से और गुस्से से, चिड़चिड़ापन से भर देते हैं, तो ये तनाव के कारण हमारे ग्रंथियां सही काम नहीं कर पाते हैं. So good conduct is not something which you have to strive. In the beginning, of course, you have to try and strive. But as we progress on the spiritual path, it has to become our nature. Good conduct is not something for which we will strive and try. It is something which has to become a part of our nature. One-pointedness. So, our ability to understand what is the divine work and ability to fulfill that our part in the divine work. May each one of us fulfill our part in the divine work with self-forgetfulness, harmlessness and right speech. हर एक मनुष्य इस दिव्य योजना के एक हिस्से को पूरा करने के लिए यहाँ आया है. Each one of us have come into this earth, taken the human birth to be able to fulfill our part in the divine work. So one-pointedness is ability to identify our part in the divine work, the master's work, the divine work. It is very easy to one-pointedly look at the teacher, the master's work, and focus towards that, and that is one of the easiest ways to find the purpose of your incarnation. अक्सर लोग पूछते हैं, what is the purpose of my incarnation? What is the purpose of my incarnation? When you start focusing on the work of the guru, the work of the master, the work of the teacher, when you start focusing on spreading the energy healing techniques, when you start focusing on spreading peace and happiness, whatever is the purpose of your life will unravel itself, because your purpose is part of the divine purpose, part of the bigger purpose for the entire earth. आपका जो मकसद है इस जिंदगी का, वो मकसद तो एक जो महान मकसद है जो इस पूरे पृथ्वी के लिए है, उस योजना का ही तो एक हिस्सा होगा. Your purpose on this earth would definitely be part of the divine plan. And the moment you have made your mind up to be able to work for the divine plan with self-forgetfulness, harmlessness, and right speech, your part of that purpose will be unraveled, will be opened up for your understanding. So that is why one-pointedness towards the master's work is an important thing. Heartfelt action, do all the work that is given to you heartily as to the Lord and not unto the men. अक्सर हम हर विषय में ये सोचते हैं कि हम किसी को मदद कर रहे हैं, किसी और इंसान का मदद कर रहे हैं. कई लोग जब हीलिंग भी करते हैं ये सोचते हैं कि हम उस इंसान को जिसको हीलिंग दिलवा दे रहे हैं उसका मदद कर रहे हैं. नहीं नहीं नहीं, ऐसी बात बिल्कुल नहीं. हीलिंग इज अ डिवाइन वर्क. इफ यू आर एबल टू हील effortlessly with a smile, first of all, when you channelize healing energy, you are healed. When you channelize healing energy, you are healed. The only time that you are healed completely is when you channelize healing energy. जब हम किसी और के तरफ उपचार की ऊर्जा प्रसारित करते हैं, हम स्वयं उपचार के लिए अपने आप को लायक बना देते हैं। हम जब उपचार की ऊर्जा किसी और की तरफ प्रसारित करते हैं, हम स्वयं अपने अंदर उपचार की ऊर्जा ग्रहण करने के लिए अपने आप को लायक बना देते हैं। वो जो इंसान है जो उपचार मांग रहा है, द पर्सन हु इज आस्किंग अस फॉर अ हीलिंग is actually doing us a favor, because if that person is there, we will be able to channelize it to somebody, and in the process of channelizing, we are also fulfilling our own well-being. So please understand this. Any work that is done through us is actually has to be done to the 100% efficiency, because we are channels. Any work which is done through us has to pass through us. हम किसी और के लिए कोई काम नहीं कर रहे हैं। जो भी काम किया जा रहा है, हमें स्वयं के द्वारा ही वो ऊर्जा प्रसारित होता है, और वो पहला फायदा तो स्वयं को देते हैं उस काम से। Even if I am working in an office, if I am doing a certain work, that experience benefits me first. Whenever I do something for others, I need to remember that what I do for others is benefiting me also. That is the first level of understanding of why should I work for somebody else to and put my 100%. The second level of understanding is that every work that is done for the Lord, because in every human being dwells the divine. हर एक मनुष्य के अंदर ईश्वर परमात्मा का तत्व है, और उस इंसान के लिए नहीं, उसके अंदर जो परमात्मा का तत्व है उसके अनुसार हम काम करना चाहेंगे। Everything that we do not think that you are doing it for somebody else, some other human being. Everything which is done, if it is done with the understanding that it is going through me, becoming my experience, and it is done because we are all part of the divine plan, and we are all working for one divine plan. And this work which is given to me is going to benefit me and the divine plan. Every work which comes to you, जो भी काम आपके पास आता है, पहले ये सोच लीजिए कि ये जो काम है मेरे पास जो आया है, ये इस पृथ्वी के दिव्य योजना का एक हिस्सा हो, और अगर ये दिव्य योजना का हिस्सा हो तो मैं जो अपना पार्ट इस दिव्य योजना को संपन्न करने के लिए प्ले कर रहा हूँ, ये बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण एक चीज है। Any work that comes to you, first make an intention that may this work be part of the divine plan, help in the accomplishment of the divine plan. Any work which comes to you, make an intention for yourself that may this work be a part of the accomplishment of the divine plan. Every work that comes to you is actually a part of the divine purpose, the divine plan. With this understanding, you say this to yourself: this work that I am about to set myself on, which I am about to do, is part of the divine plan, is part of the divine purpose. May I give my 100%, because I am working for the divine through this action. It is a very important attitude in everything that we do. People feel so restless, so dissatisfied in work because of the lack of such an attitude towards life. Dissatisfaction in people's lives rise out of the point that people think that you are working for some other human being. Even if you are working for some other human being, you are actually channelizing the work towards the divinity within that person. It is important to do work which is heartfelt, from your heart to the other heart, from where the divine dwells within you to where the divine dwells within that other human being, is where the action is being performed and it is being received. So do the work completely, heartily, as if you will do it, as if you are doing it for the divine himself or itself. Unwavering commitment. अक्सर जब हम हार्ट फेल्ट एक्शन और वन पॉइंटेडनेस समझ लेते हैं तो अनवेवरिंग कमिटमेंट अपने आप से आ जाता है, क्योंकि जो हम कर रहे हैं एक्शन, वो किसी और इंसान के लिए नहीं, हमारे पूजनीय के लिए है। तो इसके लिए तो पहले ग्रैटिट्यूड, रिवरेंस, रिस्पेक्ट टू द स्पिरिचुअल टीचर, गुरु, गॉड, एक्सेप्टिंग द प्रेजेंस ऑफ अ ग्रेटर गॉड इज द फर्स्ट स्टेप That is why the spiritual understanding of a greater power beyond us is very important for a person to start with right action. सही नजरिए के साथ ही सही कर्म होता है, सही सोच विचार होता है. अगर व्यू पॉइंट ही ये है कि भगवान कौन है, कुछ नहीं है, भगवान तो कुछ है ही नहीं, सब पाखंडी लोग हैं, तो हम अपने अंदर ना भगवान देखेंगे ना सामने वाले के अंदर भगवान देखेंगे. तो इसीलिए सबसे महत्वपूर्ण पहला कदम है कि हम भगवान को समझे एक ऐसा फोर्स है जो इस पृथ्वी को चला रहा है, जो हम माने ना माने इस पृथ्वी को चलाने वाला एक बहुत बड़ा अदृश्य ताकत है. उस ताकत को जब हम समझ लेते हैं तब ही अगले कदम तक पहुंच सकते हैं कि उस ताकत को हम अपने अंदर भी पाए और हमारे वातावरण में जितने लोग हैं उसके अंदर भी ये ताकत है. When we are capable of understanding the force that exists, that dwells within us, when we are able to understand this extreme, this unique, this intense, this huge power that is running this world is not running on an automatic mode. It is running as a part of the consciousness of an infinite being who is much beyond our comprehension. When we are able to simply understand that this is much beyond our comprehension and there is this infinite being who is responsible for everything on this earth, who is not responsible but who is like the engine, who gives power, who gives Shakti for everything on this earth to happen, to move. If this understanding is obtained, then we understand that the Shakti is placed in our heart where the divine dwells. And the center of the Atma in our heart has to connect to the Atma in someone else's heart. And this is the only way that you will come into commitment. Commitment cannot be made unless you understand that everything that you are doing is for yourself. To the degree that you are committed to your own work, to your own upgradation, you will be able to commit yourself to others. People who are not committed to others, who are not interested in fulfilling their promises, their obligations, their duties, are not even committed to oneself. हम जब अपने कर्तव्य को पूरा नहीं करने की इच्छा रखते हैं तो याद रखिए हम अपने आप में भी किसी चीज को शुरू करके उसको सही अंजाम तक पहुंचाने की क्षमता नहीं रखते. Commitment has to start within oneself. Commitment is something which has to start within oneself. Commitment is through the understanding that we are all part of the divine. Commitment comes when we understand this divine is the greatest force that is running everything on this universe and this earth. And only if the force of the divine exists that anything on this earth can happen, whether it is good or not so good in your eyes. So there has to be commitment, not towards just what you like, but towards the divine. There has to be a commitment which will keep you on the path. A person who is committed to oneself, who starts something and makes to himself a promise, himself or herself a promise that they will finish it enthusiastically and works towards it without the expectation of any results, is a person who is simply identified as very apt to be on the spiritual path. जो व्यक्ति बिना कोई डंडा सही काम को सही समय पे अपने अंजाम तक पहुंचाने की इच्छा रखता है अपने अंदर, तो वो इंसान ईश्वर के नजरिए में एक बेहतरीन साधन बन जाता है. To never turn aside from the path, no matter what temptations or worldly pleasures may come your way. To be able to commit to yourself, we need to deeply understand the spiritual truth to be able to commit to ourselves that whatever the condition is, I will continue on the spiritual path, whatever is the situation, how much ever I fall, I will dust myself and I'll get up and I'll walk on the spiritual path. That is the commitment. Commitment means a very strong basic chakra. Start with simple commitments. Start with very simple commitments. Do I do exercises on a daily basis? Am I maintaining hygiene on a daily basis? What are my simple commitments? The work that I do, is it righteous? Is it helping myself and helping others? The words that I speak, is it filled with love? Pick up simple commitments. Take a commitment of about 21 days that you will speak only words which are positive, enriching, and uplifting. Take a commitment for yourself for at least 21 days that you will think and speak only words. Think of thoughts and emotions and words which are only enriching, uplifting, and contributing to the betterment of this society. शब्द ब्रह्मण है, शब्द भगवान है. The voice, the speech that we utter carries a lot of energy, and it has the capability to make or break somebody's life. Please understand this. The emotions and the thoughts that we are channelizing have the capability, have the power to turn something upside down or to set right somebody's life. So, at least for a period of about 21 days, take the first commitment now that every speech that you utter, every word that you utter, and every thought that you allow to pass through you, every emotion that you allow to pass through you will be enriched, will be uplifted, will be raised to a higher frequency, will be made better, and it will help make this world better. Commit for yourself and do not give yourself excuses. Do not allow temptations. Do not allow worldly pleasures to come by your way. Start with small commitments and then go on to commit your entire life to the progress of this earth, to the progress of humanity. Confidence, trust in the Master and yourself. So, trust is a matter of experience. Trust comes with proof. Trust, which is blind and which is made without proving to yourself whether a process works or not, is trust which is just a word written on water. It will be lost with the next wave, with the next ripple. विश्वास ऐसा एक चीज है. Trust is hope and faith. Trust can also be put into faith, श्रद्धा, विश्वास. या ऐसे एक इंसान बन जाए जो विश्वसनीय हो. किसी और इंसान के ऊपर हम निर्भर कर सकते हैं किसी काम के लिए. A trustworthy person. Be yourself a trustworthy person. And trust in the Master. Trust in the Guru who has brought you onto the path. But the trust in the Guru is one of the toughest, but once it is established, it is one which will take you beyond these lifetimes. It is one which will help you be liberated from the process of life and death. The trust in the spiritual teacher is the one which will make you a Jivan Mukta, move you into the superhuman kingdom effortlessly. To be able to trust the person who is taking you along in all situations, whether you feel like you are falling off the mountain or you are climbing up the mountain, the ability to trust the guide who is taking you there, that is the teacher, the Guru, the Master. This trust is what will help you to actually reach your objective. The trust in the Guru, the Master, creates a confidence which is beyond any description. जब हम गुरु पे विश्वास रखना सीख जाते हैं, अपने जिंदगी में ऐसे कुछ अनुभवों से हम गुजरते हैं कि गुरु पे हम अटूट विश्वास रख लें. जो इंसान गुरु पे किसी और के कहे पे अंधविश्वास रख लेता है, वो अंधविश्वास बस उतना ही अंधाधुन में और जल्द से जल्द टूट जाता है. Trust which cannot be broken, which cannot be swayed by the wind. It cannot be broken. That is the trust which will take you across this lifetime of existence, entering into the path of nirvana or Jivan Mukta. The trust in the spiritual teacher will make you trust yourself. And you will understand that we are all divine sparks. We are all part of the divine. We are all part of the Paramatma, and there is nothing you cannot do if you will choose to do. जब हम किसी चीज को करने की ठान लेते हैं, चाह लेते हैं, तब हम उस चीज को करने की क्षमता तब रखते हैं जब हमें पूर्ण विश्वास हो कि हमारा हाथ पकड़ के चलाने वाला जो गुरु है, जो ईश्वर है, वो हमारे साथ चल रहा है और हम भी ईश्वर के ही कोई अंश है. वी आर नॉट सेपरेट, वी आर नॉट इंडिविजुअल्स, वी हैव अ कंप्लीट बैकअप, वी आर कॉन्स्टेंटली बीइंग सपोर्टेड. नो वन इज अलोन ऑन दिस अर्थ. Everybody is supported, everybody is helped, everybody is protected to the degree that you are able to trust the protection, trust the help, and trust the divine. कितना मदद मिलेगा आपको, वो किसके ऊपर निर्भर है? आपका विश्वास कितना है उस पे. कितना मदद मिलेगा, कितना जल्दी मदद मिलेगा, ये उसके ऊपर निर्भर है कि आप कितना ज्यादा विश्वास रखते हो. विश्वास ऐसे चीज है जो पत्थर को भी तैरने पे मजबूर कर देता है. The stones would start floating because of the trust that the Vanar Sena placed upon Rama. It was the trust which worked, which allowed them to cross that ocean without the fear of being drowned. Trust and faith in the divine will completely eradicate, eliminate all fear within you. हमारे अंदर जो डर और अविश्वास है उसको खत्म करने के लिए श्रद्धा और विश्वास. It is a very important aspect on the spiritual path. And love. So, what kind of love? The first kind of love is actively doing good. Now, most of humanity does this. You actively do some good service. You feed the poor. You feed the poor. You give medication. You give medical support. You donate. है ना? Actively doing good. This is the least on the spiritual path. कम से कम इतना तो करें कि हम किसी को खाना खिलाएं, किसी को मदद करें. Yes, active in doing good. Wherever there is a person who requires help, go and help. We are always filled with the intense desire of service that you are ever on the watch to render it to you, to people around. This is one type of love. On this pyramid, it is the bottommost. और अक्सर जब इंसान आध्यात्मिक रास्ते पे चलना शुरू करता है, इसी प्यार को बांटना शुरू करता है कि जो जो इंसान मदद के लिए पुकार रहा है वो वहां पे जाके खड़े हो जाए और उसके जो अपनी क्षमता है उसके अनुसार वो मदद करे. ये आध्यात्मिक रास्ते का शुरुआत वाला प्यार है. नेक्स्ट, अवॉइड गॉसिप, क्रूएल्टी एंड सुपरस्टिशन. ये बहुत मेहनत है. जितना ये लिखा है ना, हम सोचते हैं नहीं 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 हम लोग अच्छे हैं, हम लोग अच्छे हैं, लेकिन ये सबसे मेहनती काम है कि हम दूसरों के बारे में पीठ पीछे गलत ना बोले, हम अपने क्रूरता से किसी को नुकसान ना पहुंचाएं और अंधविश्वास में पड़े ना. This is one of the toughest because we grow in a certain culture, we grow in a certain tradition, we grow with certain belief systems, we grow with certain programming that our parents have put into us. The whole world believes that you have to give help. So that is one common form of love that the whole world believes in. But gossiping and other things, people still do it for their own advantage. You gossip, you talk behind people's back, you do superstitious, you slander. All negativity that is sent behind people's back is a dangerous form of not loving others. It is your inability to love which makes you gossip about others. अगर हम सच्चे दिल से किसी को प्यार करते हैं तो हम अगले कदम तक चलें, किसी के बारे में निंदा ना करें, Do not be judgmental, do not be critical, do not be cruel, do not be exacting, do not gossip, do not talk behind the back about anybody in any situation. Whether you may find that what that person has done right or wrong, do not comment about it. Do not make a drama out of that person when that person is not there. अक्सर हम किसी के मुंह के सामने तो बहुत अच्छे अच्छे बातें कर लेते हैं और बहुत लोग वो भी नहीं कर पाते हैं, लेकिन पीठ पीछे उनके बारे में निंदा करना ये प्यार का बिल्कुल विपरीत चीज है. सुपरस्टिशन, आवर इनेबिलिटी टू ग्रो आउट ऑफ सुपरस्टिशन, अंधविश्वास के कारण बहुत सारे गलतियां करना, ये भी प्यार का विपरीत है. द विल टू बी वन विद गॉड, द लास्ट and the foremost love, the unconditional love, is perfect, unselfish, unconditional love, where you do not hurt any living thing for any kind of opportunity that you seek to achieve. किसी भी कारण किसी को भी नुकसान ना पहुंचाए, ना सोच से, ना विचार से, ना कर्म से. Do not hurt anybody, even in thoughts, in speech, in action, even in your dreams. When you stop hurting, you become so harmless. Then the greatest of powers will start coming to you. जब हम किसी भी रूप से किसी को चोट पहुंचाना बंद कर देते हैं तो इस पूरे पृथ्वी ब्रह्मांड का ताकत हम तक पहुंच सकता है. When we become extremely harmless, we become extremely powerful. Love makes a person extremely powerful, but such a love which is unselfish, unconditional, unshakable, that will not hurt any living being on this earth, any being on this earth, and will always be constantly waiting for an opportunity to only help. That is unconditional love. जब हम ईश्वर के नजरिए से हर मनुष्य, हर जीव को देखना शुरू करेंगे, किसी भी फायदा के लिए किसी भी तरीके से किसी को भी चोट पहुंचाने से अपने आप को रोक लेंगे. That unselfishness is the highest degree of oneness, for we wish to be one with all the beings and one with God. Love is the most important qualification, and actually it is one of the most toughest to achieve, because at some point of time your mind, which is still uncontrolled, tends to send a negative emotion, a negative thought, a negative exacting word, a very blunt, brutal word. And on the spiritual path, when you are on the spiritual path, every word that you utter, every thought that you send out, every vibration that you send out will come to you many, many fold. आध्यात्मिक रास्ते पे इंसान जब तक प्रेम को पूर्णता से न समझ लेता है और प्रसारित करता है तो वो ईश्वर तक पहुंचा नहीं. God itself is unselfish love, the most powerful unselfish love that is available on this earth is what we call God. What we call God is the most unselfish love on this earth. जो भगवान के नाम से हम पुकारते हैं, जिस जीव को या जिस ऊर्जा को, वो ऊर्जा है जो बिल्कुल निस्वार्थ प्रेम है. Love is the most important qualification to move yourself into a higher dimension. The dimension is possible with only complete love. Atma Namaste. Thank you all for being with us in this session. So that is like what we have done on the book of At the Feet of the Master. So there are commentaries ranging to about 100 pages. You can read them if you want. It is available free for all reading on the website www.anandgolab.net. It is called the Commentary of At the Feet of the Master. But the textbook contains just this much, just 10 pages. Yes. So, if there are any questions on this further, We are open to discussions. Atma Namaste. Thank you all for being with us in this session. We thank the Supreme Parabrahman, the Divine Father, Divine Mother, my spiritual teacher, and all spiritual teachers, all the great great ones, all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, archangels, holy angels, and spiritual helpers. We thank you for the priceless purification, strengthening, empowerment, upgradation, alignment. Thank you for blessing us with the ability to constantly channelize only what is good, only what is loving, only what is compassionate. Thank you for the priceless constant blessings. With deep, deep gratitude, deep respect, and lots of love, we thank you. Atma Namaste to all of you. Thank you for being with us in this session. We salute the divinity within each one of you.